Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. This is a special podcast that we have today promoting or sharing the coming program, Bangladesh Islamic Finance Summit 2025, which we will have it in November. Together with me is Dr. Mufti Yusuf Sultan, the one that play a very significant role in materializing this BIFS. Welcome to the studio. I'm sorry about my voice. I have some problem with my voice, but I'll try my best.
No problem. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, can you share a little bit about the idea of having this BIFS 2025, Dr. Mufti Yusuf Sultan in Bangladesh?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
BIFS stands for Bangladesh Islamic Finance Summit 2025. The idea is to, create a dialogue between the different stakeholders of Islamic finance in Bangladesh.
Okay.
As we speak in this 2025, Bangladesh, I would say, is a very important crossroad of Islamic finance industry.
Okay.
So we started Islamic finance the same year that Malaysia started in 1983. We had our first Islamic bank in 1983 as well, same like Malaysia.
Yeah.
But fast forward in 2025, if I look back and try to compare between the two countries, we are yet to have many infrastructural setup like Act, etc. And we believe, inshallah, this will come.
Okay.
And now with the current situation in Bangladesh, if I look at the last few months, we had Islamic banking regulations and policy department under the Central Bank of Bangladesh, IBRPD.
Okay.
And they are assigned particularly to craft policies and regulations for Islamic banking, which previously we didn't have. We had one BRPD, which would do the policy for both conventional and Islamic, and that's why we would have issues.
Okay.
So this new IBRPD, the first circular they issued, is about the enhanced Sharia governance in Islamic banking.
Okay.
So the circular is mainly about the Sharia Supervisory Board of Islamic banks, but it also covered the additional functions like internal Sharia audit, Sharia compliance, Sharia research, which previously we didn't have in that manner. We only had Sharia Supervisory Board and a bit of Sharia audit in the Islamic banking. So at this juncture, and also if I talk about Sukuk, Bangladesh government has issued a number of sovereign Sukuk. The guideline was issued in 2020 by Bangladesh Bank under the Ministry of Finance. And now I think we already had around 7 Sukuk issuance, sovereign Sukuk issuance. So we are in a very important crossroad for Islamic finance industry. And that's where I believe this event can play a significant role to, to spark the dialogue between the stakeholders, regulators, industry players, practitioners, academicians, investors as well, so that we can move ahead with a proper direction and plan for the Islamic finance industry in Bangladesh.
If you can share, when was the last this size of event held in Bangladesh?
Truly, I cannot remember properly because the last one I remember in such a scale, when I say such a scale, where we saw the regulators, we saw the industry, we saw foreign delegates as well. I can recall somewhere around 2012 or 13, we had an event where IFSB went, INSEF University went, and that's the first time I came to know about INSEF.
Oh, okay.
And that's where my journey to INSEF started.
Mashallah. It's a 3 days program. Yeah, it's a 3 days program that covers quite lengthy topics. As you rightly said, you have a regulator, corporate leaders, bankers on the first day. You have IFA Capacity Building on the second day, as well as the in-depth professional session with, again, the regulators, practitioners, and scholars.
Right.
So this is something that I'm not saying that it is a new developing Islamic finance jurisdiction for Bangladesh, because you have mentioned about the startup, which is about the same time with us.
Right.
Maybe the collaboration with the people from the region, Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, would also help this. Would also have a beneficial if they were to attend this program. Who do you expect? I mean, you are targeting only Bangladeshi or people from the region or anywhere?
Yeah, we are targeting basically experts from anywhere in the globe who has been contributing to the industry so that they share their experience. We have few confirmed guests already, and we are expecting to have even more in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
And we would definitely expect the experts from the nearby countries, as you mentioned, the Maldives, India, Pakistan. Actually, we will have few from Pakistan and Malaysia as well.
Okay.
And we believe we need to have collaboration. That's a very important piece that was missing in the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years. We didn't have opportunity to have that collaboration within the region, within the global industry perspective, and that's why the Bangladesh Islamic finance industry kind of played a bit like solo in the last 15 years.
Okay.
So we want to, we want to come out of that. We want to spark that conversations and dialogues, so that the broader collaborations happen and everyone benefits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of the spread of, I glanced through the 3 days program.
Right.
You have a very colorful institution. You have a very colorful speakers and also panelists.
Right.
Addressing the topic that to a certain extent urgent and also important to the country. But for the public, in terms of the readiness, in terms of the GDP growth and the economy, would that blends, and is it the right time to push for this?
From my perspective and our team perspective, we see every time is the right time, because from our end we can just do our part, and the completion or the success belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can only do our best, and we hope for the best. So why we chose this time? Because as I mentioned, with the change of government and the interim government under the leadership of the interim government people, and also many changes in the industry. On one hand, of course, we are in Bangladesh, we are facing some issues. We had around 5 Islamic banks which had to be merged. Just yesterday, it was an announcement that the government will merge these 5 Islamic banks because the default rate was very high, and it was very difficult for them to recover. So the government is taking up and merging, and a new Islamic bank would be created out of this. So it's a bit of panic situation in the Islamic banking industry, but at the same time we see an opportunity there. You know that recently the Central Sharia Advisory Board under the Central Bank Bangladesh has been informed.
Congratulations, you are one of them.
Alhamdulillah, thank you for that. And so you see, when we see challenges, there are opportunities. So coming back to the question of GDP, how it links. So if you look at our discussion points, we are going to discuss about overall the challenges and prospects of Bangladesh Islamic banking industry. We are going to discuss about the Sharia governance aspect of it, because why Sharia governance, why we chose these topics, not only because it is an important one in Islamic finance perspective, but also because we believe the lack of trust that happened in the last decade in Bangladesh Islamic banking industry, Sharia governance has an important role to play in it. Because Sharia governance comes like an add-on on top of corporate governance, and that can regain the trust. Then you can see we also brought a topic on Islamic capital market, how we can foster the Sukuk, we can finance the infrastructure, the needs of the country in terms of various, not only the roads, etc., but also other infrastructure institution. If I want to compare with Malaysia, mashallah, so many infrastructure has been developed by Sukuk and currently being developed as well. We want to have that. And finally, we also have a panel on investments, on how we can pull in the foreign direct investments, not only through Islamic finance under the umbrella of Islamic finance, but a broader halal economy. So all in all, I believe that with these, definitely there is a push that we can do, we must do. We have been doing that since 1983. It's just a push, it's just a collaboration that needs to be there. And of course, it will, inshallah, impact the GDP as well, inshallah.
Yeah, thank you. I think a lot of people referring Malaysia as the reference points. But we do know that when we started Islamic finance back in 1993, until now, we have a lot of bruises.
True.
We went through try and error.
True.
We started with a very simple but practical way. We also went through a situation where a lot of modification that we have to make. But for Bangladesh, I think it is still not too late to start.
It's never late,
yeah. Because when you started, and you rightly said that, when you started, you're starting with Islamic banking 2.0
Right.
with AI, with data, with matured
Right.
market, with global uncertainty as well, not only in the country, but for that matter, how do you see the response now that the government are ready, now that the population, the government are ready for that, as well as the subject matter expert? How do you think the public will take up Islamic finance in Bangladesh?
I would say, we have our shared advisory company in Bangladesh, IFA Consultancy. We are the organizer there, as you can see, and
Yeah.
our Malaysian entity, Aerial Advisory, as well. In our experience, we have been in the market for almost 10 years now.
Okay.
In our experience, I would say that the public is ready, the demand is there. You talk about startups, you talk about corporates, you talk about different funds. There is a growing demand.
Okay.
But public is always scattered because of the trust issue as well.
Okay.
Because when we talk about Islamic finance, somehow the basic corporate governance was compromised.
Okay.
So now is the time where we look back, we rectify things that went wrong. As you mentioned, in Malaysia also you had trial and error. So I think we had enough trial and error. Now we need to, go back, fix things, and kind of restart.
Okay.
So that is the push that we want to make. We know the challenges. Everyone knows. We know there is a demand, but how we can take this as an opportunity so that we can come out of it and we can see Bangladesh as a growing, hub or important hub of Islamic finance in our region.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in term of the the stakeholders, are the subject matter expert from the industry, from the professional, also ready to go for this? I mean, the lawyers, the accountant, in terms of their knowledge.
So it's a very good question. In Bangladesh, compared to Malaysia, we are yet to see, Islamic finance programs in the universities. There is a demand, growing demand. And recently, just last 2-3 years, a few universities, they started the bachelor's program in Islamic finance. We're expecting, postgrad program degrees as well. There are some collaborations that happened as well with INSEAD University and the local university and some other Malaysian university as well. So we hope this will, increase over the next few years because there is a growing demand, especially with the new Sharia governance circular that we have seen issued by the Bangladesh Bank. We will see that the industry will look for more experts in every domain of Islamic finance. Or let's say if we talk about Islamic banks, so the lawyers, the technologists, the risk management guy, everyone, they have to come with the background.
Yeah.
So definitely, I see there is a growing demand. Are they ready right now? I would say maybe not. But it's not too late, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
We see the demand by the public, but the experts, they need to move on and make themselves ready.
When we started Islamic finance in Malaysia, a lot of focus was only on the Shariah, the finance, the economics.
Right.
But with SDG,
right,
with Maqasid coming into the picture, do you think the engineers, other professionals are also ready to take up the challenge and also drive Islamic finance together for more sustainability?
True. That's a very important point, and we have a dedicated session in our summit on that because we want to catch up. As you mentioned, we are a bit late, but not too late, right?
Yeah.
So when we are now, if we call this as a restart, we can see that Malaysia and the global Islamic finance industry are moving towards the value-based intermediation, the impact. Impact-based Islamic finance, etc., under the umbrella of Maqasid Sharia.
Yeah.
So we are trying to spark that dialogue as well. That see, today we are not only talking about contractual Sharia compliance, but we need to make the values explicit. The value that is enjoyed by the entire, community, the entire population.
Yeah.
So that's why the discussion of corporate governance comes in. Because we cannot talk about just Islamic banking just because it is Islamic on the paper,
Correct.
but at the end, the basic corporate governance principles are compromised and people lose their money.
Yeah.
It cannot just go together.
Okay.
So I think the Maqasid definitely, and back to your question, like, are they ready to take up the challenge? I think they must be ready. There is no choice. So the idea of the discussion is to give that glimpse that see what's happening in the other part of the world.
Yeah.
If you want to catch up, this is the time. You cannot be, more late for that. Yeah.
I mean, asas being pushing for crossbreed between Shariah and technical people to understand about Maqasid, about Islamic finance. Asas also talk about the succession plan of the Shariah committee that would drive Islamic finance to the next level. So my reminder to also maybe to myself, to Malaysian market, as well as to anywhere, any jurisdiction, I think we have to make sure that we're going to have a continuity of Islamic finance in the different level altogether. We also need to understand that the knowledge and awareness, because without proper knowledge and awareness, the scammers will come in.
True.
What about that scammers or people who are taking advantage of Islamic finance in Bangladesh?
True. Completely agreed. And you can see that with the recent Sharia governance circular, again, I'm referring to that again and again because it's something new and we are excited for that.
Yeah.
And if we look into this, one important aspect they mentioned is that one Sharia scholar can sit in up to 3 boards at a time concurrently. Previously, there were no limit. So a Sharia scholar could sit like 10, 15 boards at the time. Now, because of this limit, suddenly there is a big vacuum in the industry. Because you don't have proper succession plan like the one that you are mentioning from Asas, you are trying to advocate for. So we completely agree. We need that proper succession plan there. We need to keep educating and training our next generation of not only Sharia scholars, but also other domain experts across the Islamic finance industry. So that needs to be there. And I believe Asas has a very important role to play. With the experience from Malaysia, you can definitely share that experience in Bangladesh market. And you can help the experts, to upskill themselves, to reskill themselves in terms of Islamic finance and Sharia, and especially the crossbreeding that you mentioned. So that whatever background they come from, they can appreciate the other side of the things and they can blend that into their expertise and domain.
You have already started to promote the program.
Right.
What will be your target audience? 500, 300? How many?
So because it's first for of such a scale by us, I mean, we had previous events we organized, but not into for this scale.
Okay.
So at this point, our target is below 300.
Okay.
We are trying to bring some very exclusive people, the very like managing directors, heads, etc., etc. At the same time, open up for other different domain experts and practitioners. We are not mass opening, but we are trying to make it a bit of exclusive. Inshallah, maybe next year when we do a second year or third year, it can be even big, inshallah. We try to learn from the Malaysian experience again. Mashallah, Malaysia has been doing that very well.
What about the target audience? You mentioned about from Maldives, from Bangladesh, from Sri Lanka, from Pakistan and India. I mean, is it enough for you to gather everyone for that? Is still enough time for you to gather for that crowd?
We already have quite a good confirmation. The rest, inshallah, we believe we will be having the crowd within that period of time. Because as I mentioned earlier, Bangladesh has a lot of population. Compared to Malaysia, we have more than 200 million, population.
100% Muslim.
Officially, they would say like 92, 93%, but roughly, as you know, it's a big population. And even in the Islamic banking industry, the market share is almost 30%.
30%.
And there are, if I just talk about practitioners who got certified by IOFI. IOFI has a few certifications and fellowships. It reached more than 500 in just 2-3 years.
MashaAllah.
So there is a growing demand, and inshallah, we believe that we will have sufficient crowd to discuss, to network, to collaborate for the future of Islamic finance industry in Bangladesh.
But you will only conduct this program physically, no virtual attendees?
We are thinking about it. Because we have been getting some requests to broadcast, virtually.
Exactly.
So we have been looking into the logistics. Inshallah, I think we will be able to, broadcast this virtually. If not, then it will be recorded and later on the videos will be released. Either of the two, yeah.
The least expected outcome from this program, if you can name a few.
The expected outcome, first of all, is to spark the conversation and dialogue, as I mentioned earlier as well.
Okay.
With that, we create greater awareness among the stakeholders, regulators, practitioners, decision makers or C-suites of the Islamic financial institutions, bank, insurance, takaful, capital market, etc. This is number one.
Yeah.
With the awareness, we also want to drive or rather promote the future of Islamic finance. We want to give that sense that we are in a crossroad where we cannot go back. We need to push ourselves so that we can become the largest Islamic finance hub in our region.
Okay.
So that is the intended outcome. But we will inshallah have some collaborations also signed. We will have some MOUs also signed, some good networking among the industry players. And we believe with the international institutions like ASAS is also part of it. So this is just a beginning of many things, inshallah.
Inshallah. Yeah. I mean, whatever that you mentioned are within the theme of the program. Overcoming the challenges in the Islamic finance industry in Bangladesh 2.0.
Right.
Yeah. So that's hopefully we can assist together suitable crowd, the right stakeholders to attend the discussion, spur the discussion, as well as to spread the knowledge to the public at large. We also hope that this is not just the first one. This could be a beginning of a bigger growth and progress for Islamic finance in Bangladesh.
Inshallah.
So any last word to the attendees, to the speaker of this program?
Yeah, I would like to thank all our collaborators and partners, sponsors of this event, and all the speakers as well, inshallah, who committed to come, and the participants who will be joining us.
Yeah.
And I see this from our stand, our point of view, first and foremost, it's a matter of dawah.
Yeah.
We consider this as a promotion of something good, not only from religious perspective, but also for the humanity, for the Bangladesh Islamic finance industry. And if Bangladesh as a big stakeholder of Islamic finance industry grows, it definitely impacts the global Islamic finance industry as well.
Inshallah.
So we all are interconnected, and I invite all the experts, practitioners through ASAS to join our event. I know this year somehow it's just like when we finish, we have Cliff starting in Malaysia. Like even I have to come back to join Cliff, inshallah. But inshallah next year we will try to make it in a more suitable time, so that it doesn't clash with the existing events. And I hope more experts can join our event, inshallah.
May Allah give us guidance.
Ameen.
May Allah give us strength to drive Islamic finance not only to 2.0, maybe 3.0,
inshallah,
4.0, forever, inshallah. So on behalf of ASAS, we wish you all the best. We wish the organizing parties, the speakers, the attendees to get benefit from this event. So may Allah also reward us for all the effort that you and your team and everyone involved. So I would like also to congratulate IFA Consultancy, Adil Advisory Sdn Bhd, as well as IOFI for supporting this program. Very meaningful program.
Inshallah.
It is an honor for ASAS to be part of this important program. Inshallah, we ESCO ASAS members will continue to support your initiative, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much.
Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much.
Okay.